Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead. If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm Amy with a Y.
And I'm Amy with an I.
And we're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of COVID-19 filled tomato soup. You are listening to episode 99, where we're still alive.
The next episode is the good
awesome.
one. This one, skip it.
This is a filler episode. Like, we're kind of like, we gotta have something for 99, but
we're bumping the guest for the monkey that's gonna stay on. You know,
right?
They're like, sorry, Steve Martin, you're gonna have to go home. Bobo's doing tricks. I have no idea what any of that means.
Me neither, but I like to nod and go along with it when you say things, because I feel like it makes you feel better and builds your self-esteem. So, yeah,
it's already so high that I don't think, like, if you it's like putting like a cherry on top of something and the mountain's just sliding down more because it's like just piled.
Yeah, I get that.
It's ridiculous. My mom used to say, because my sister always got all the attention. Like all the attention. And instead of being resentful, I mean, I was kind of like upset about it when I was growing up. I was like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, why? And she was like, well, you know, I feel like she needed it. And you don't need anyone to like root for you. I'm like, that's true. Like,
fair enough.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like basically my own parade.
Cheerleader. Yeah.
Yeah.
I, this week, am recording from, so I'm guessing my sound is worse this week, but I am upstairs in the guest room recording instead of my podcast den down at the basement because now that we're all quarantined, my entire family's at home, and my husband and my younger child are going to watch Shazam downstairs where we have our big entertainment room that literally never gets used.
I imagine that's a great movie because it's Zachary Levi.
I mean, I
freaking love Zachary Levi.
See, I love him. Oh, he's great.
He's Shazam.
Did you know he was the voice of the boyfriend in Tangled?
Yes.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's big in the Broadway scene, so I watch a lot of
Zachary
Broadway videos
Levi.
with him. He's
awesome. Great.
Yeah,
and he's cute. So my whole family is behind me playing Jackbox games because they were on sale last week. So we bought a bunch of them for like $12. So they're out there. You can probably hear people shit talking and playing Jackbox games.
It adds to the atmosphere of our show. In my house, I can hear vacuuming downstairs because nobody has used that room downstairs in probably a year. So it's disgusting and filled with cat hair and it's just neglected. So now that my husband and my child want to use it to utilize the big TV that's down there, it's finally getting vacuumed. So there's some good stuff to come out of this quarantine. Like, my house is going to be a lot cleaner.
My vacuum it's up in a closet, and it's been there since we moved in July, and it's March. There's a lot of snacks in my carpet.
That's not great. Yeah.
It's not great.
The snacks live in your carpet right now.
Basically. So, yeah, basically. We were going to talk a little bit about, like, changes, like how our personal lives have changed.
So yeah, if you are listening to this in like the year 2025, we are recording this during week 2 of the COVID-19 pandemonium going on in the U.S.
It's actually nutty. Like, it is crazy.
I mean, the pandemic started earlier than that, but we didn't start caring about it in the U.S. until
it was a hoax
so we're
from
in week
China.
2. Yeah.
So
exactly.
We didn't really,
to be fair,
nobody really took it seriously because our dear leader, who I get all my information from, was like, nah. And so I just didn't listen.
Yeah, well, Americans
Because
have
Bay
extra
said nah.
antibodies. Like we,
Right.
I'm pretty sure we just as Americans, when you're born here, you have these extra antibodies to get the foreign viruses out. So I don't know why that's not working, but
So
whatevs.
I was talking to Gentleman Caller yesterday, and the reason this is so surreal for all of us, I think, is nothing has ever happened to us.
Yeah.
Like, personally. Like, unless you live in New York or Pennsylvania, like it was 9/11, like exactly in that area.
Right.
The rest of the U.S., it's always been on TV and removed and elsewhere. So we've always watched the disaster, seen the disaster, and just been like, damn, that's sad. That sucks that those people have to be stay in their house, or too bad that this happens. Now we're all personally affected, and it's never happened to us before. We have lived such incredibly privileged, sheltered bubble lives that we have no idea how to handle actual trauma or changes or anything. Like, I'm complaining about my 1-ply toilet paper. I am really upset. And so Gentleman Caller went to the store. He found a 4-pack of like 2 or 3 ply. It's like Angel Soft. And he was like, here you go for your princess ass. And he threw it at me. And I'm like, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Fortunately, we managed to get an entire pack of the Costco size pack right before everything kind of got shut down. So we're still going strong on that. I'm hoping everybody in the house is
I'm good. I have an 8-pack of 1-ply, but are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, we had to
freaking kidding?
I don't. You should get a bidet. You need to invest in a bidet.
I have priced them out. Problem is,
you don't have any money.
Well, no. I just bought myself a Switch. I don't anymore.
Okay.
So, because you can't play Animal Crossing, you can't have 2 players on the same game, and I wanted to play also.
I mean,
so
totally
in order to
legit.
do that, I had to buy myself a Switch and the game, which was. But I rationalized that I'm not spending money on gas because I have a diesel. I'm not buying gas every week. I'm not driving far. I'm not eating out,
I took the insurance off of my car. Like, because I'm not driving anywhere for the next several weeks.
I'm not driving
here,
anywhere. So, I've priced them out. I've looked at them. But it's cold water unless you get it somehow attached to your sink or run it into a line. And I would prefer, like, warmer water.
Yeah. I don't want cold water on my ass.
And I live in an apartment, and I don't really want to make any changes. Yeah. So I'm also, I read the reviews, I looked at it, and also I don't know what kind of mess I'd have to clean up if the kids use it, or if
my brother has one in his
partner
house.
uses it, and he just doesn't see messes the same way I do.
I should get like a field report from my brother on the bidet, because he's got one. Yeah. But I've never tried it, and I'm sure he must have because he's lived in that house for like a year. So I'm going to need him to come on here as a project and just let us know how it works, what it feels like, all the details. So we'll work on that for maybe a bonus
Well, everybody
episode.
that has one swears by it. Like my coworker swears by it. I just it's probably fine. Like a lot of people use something, they just use toilet paper to like dry themselves afterwards, so you're not a sopping wet mess.
Right. See, that's what I feel like. You'd just be drippy and I don't know.
Well, and anyway. My horror vision is the poo water like spraying. And then do I have to clean that up? Are they going to clean up after themselves? Because I have to clean up everything else.
You have to clean that up. Yeah, you definitely have to clean that up.
Do I want to? No, no, I do not. Flush your shit.
But you're gonna. I mean, I was right before we started recording, I was reading through some U-Haul dealer message boards, because we have a U-Haul dealership, which is not the big money maker you might think it is, as it turns out. So yeah, we have a tiny little U-Haul affiliate, and so people have been on the message boards talking about what an essential service is, because U-Haul is claiming that they are an essential service.
Yeah, every company I know of.
Every company thinks it's an essential service. But one guy on here, he's like, yeah, I had somebody come in the other day to rent a trailer for an essential trip to the Home Depot to get some drywall he needed to finish a project he had been working on.
Oh my God.
And then, but all the comments after that, like you can imagine that most U-Haul affiliates and dealers are dudes, because a lot of these are in, you know, mechanics, garages and stuff like that.
Right.
Everybody's just like, oh, he's probably trying to build a shed to get away from his wife. She probably is probably from a honey-do list. Wives are going to use this as an excuse to get all the shit done in their house.
Totally have done that. I asked
like,
for
fuck you,
someone to do the
motherfucker.
dishes
We
yesterday.
sure are. Oh, yeah. I'm like, this is the time.
I'm still working 10-hour days. My office is in the house right now, which I have some complaints about all that crap. But he's on furlough. So
time to get that shit
I'm like,
done.
Hey there, pandemic buddy. See those dishes? Yeah, I was texting you yesterday. We had this whole conversation. He was like, sometimes you're not very good about, you know, telling me what you need. I'm like, I need you to do the dishes. And he's like, it's just, it's unclear. Like, you're vague. I'm like, I really need you to do the dishes. And he was like, I'm not getting a very good, like, clear vibe. I'm like, I freaking need you to do the dishes. He did them. He thought he was so funny, and he almost died. Like, he was...
Yeah, men don't realize how close they are to murder right now.
I threatened to smother him when we were on the phone with his sister today, because she was visiting his island on, whatchamacallit?
I have no idea. Jackbox? Is this a Jackbox thing again?
No, Animal Crossing.
Oh, see, I don't. I'm not up on all the cool kid video games. So,
we were not going to buy it. We weren't. And now we have 2 copies and a new Switch. So Nintendo is cleaning house.
So it's that good, apparently, huh?
It's adorable. So it's a, I don't know about you. I'm not a super gamer person. Like, I'm not someone that, I have my games on my phone that I randomly do. Like, I have some solitaire games, and I have coloring game, like little things on my phone that I just kill time with. And I do them, and then I don't do them for a couple days, and I'm cool. Like, it's fine. This one, it's real chill, where you just kind of wander around and pick things up, and then you can build things, or you can just wander around and pick things up. Like, there's no, you don't have to do anything. There's no agenda. Like, you can further along in the game if you know, get all the ingredients and make certain things and do certain things, or you can just hang out, and there's an airport on your thing, so you can fly out and visit other people's islands of friends that you have on the game, or just random islands, and you just basically take everything you want from that island that yours doesn't have, and you know, it's cool. It's just real chill.
I think that's the one. My son had to have a new video game a few days ago, and I didn't even look at which game it was, but I suspect that's what it was. And
yeah, it's real cute characters, little animals.
Yeah. It was like $13, and
oh no, it's not that one.
Okay, well, it was $13, and I'm like, okay, is this a game that you are going to be playing for a while? Because
this is like $60.
Oh, no, it's not that then. But my children have a habit, especially my younger child, of having to have a game or he will die. He must have it. Oh my God, he's got to wait all day for it to download, and he plays it for like one day, and then he forgets about it. And I'm like, dude, we're short on money. We're kind of in a pandemic situation. We can't be wasting money on video games. So I'm willing to spend the $13 if it's something you think you're going to play quite a bit. Oh, yeah. No, fuck that. He forgot about it by the next day. So yeah, now we're on a video game spending freeze. Nobody gets anything new until we've
spent all our money on snacks. Like, we have so many snacks in our house. It's ridiculous. Like nuts and stuff, because I'm home all the time.
Yeah.
So I want to vent a little bit about work before we
You go right ahead, because I have a scratchy throat that just came on, so I'm probably going to die.
Pandemoniademic. I don't know.
Pandemoniademic.
Yeah, that works, actually. I like that.
Okay.
So I work at the same job I've been at for a year. Whatever. So I know these people, you know, brick and mortar buildings. I know these people. I've, you know, hung out with them outside of work, whatever. Like, I know these people. This morning at 5 a.m., which is when my shift starts, because I'm still mandatory overtime, I couldn't log into the specific client page, like the software through the client.
Yeah.
And I sent an email to my manager, like my manager's manager, like all the way up the chain. I sent an email and CC'd everybody I needed to and said, here's what's happening. I've checked my VPN. I've logged off my computer multiple times. I've closed out. I've gone back on. You know, I suspect it's the client's issue. What steps do I take? What IT department do I call? How do I get this resolved? That was like 5:13 because I logged on at 5. I took all my steps. I did all my measures, whatever. And I sent that email at 5:13. I get a response at 5:57. So I've just been sitting there doing nothing for 40 minutes saying, oh, no. It's not the client. It's your VPN. Call IT. And I'm like, no, it's not my VPN. I can see it. Green checks all the way down. It's the client. I keep getting this error screenshotted, sent it over where it says, please contact the client for this error. I'm pretty sure it's this. She was like, no, call our IT. It's your VPN. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm not going to argue with my boss's boss's boss. So I called IT. I was on hold for a long time. I had came into like a 40-minute phone call. The guy was like, your VPN's cool. He did everything he needed to do, checked my Zscaler, whatever, all of that crap. Yeah. Everything was fine. And he was like, it looks like you're fine. It's on the client side. I was like, totally. Got it. Thanks. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. Bye. Got off the phone, sent an email. I just got off the phone with IT. They suggest it's on the client side. Do I call them? What do I do? And she was like, have you tried restarting your computer? Like, oh my God. So I responded back. I'm like, yeah, 3 times. This has been something that's been affecting me for the past 2 hours at that point. Here's the things I've done. Same email that I sent earlier. Here's the screenshot of the error I'm getting where it specifically says it's on the client side. IT just said it's on the client side. Should I call the client's IT at this point? No. It's probably your VPN. Hold on. Oh my God. So then it's a group email with me and an IT person and then someone else. And they're telling me all the things I need to do because it's obviously my VPN. I'm not super computer savvy, but I know how to tell if my VPN is connected because it has a freaking green check mark.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, I've already shared my screen with IT. I get on this Zoom conference this is 9 a.m. So it's 4 hours I've already been dealing with this issue with our IT liaison and the IT director specialist who's over our particular program. So I'm in the Zoom conference with both of them. They keep taking turns sharing like her screen because it's good, and then my screen, which is the one with the problems. And he's checking everything. He's checking my VPN, my Zscaler, whatever, everything. This is like a 40-minute Zoom conference. And he's like, everything looks good on your end. Your internet's good. Your VPN's good. It looks like it's on the client side. I'm like, perfect. Cool. We get off the call. I send another email. I'm like, here's all of the problems. Here's what we found out. And, I tagged the IT lady that was also on the call with me. And then my boss's boss sent me another email saying, I know this is probably not going to work, but it's worth a shot. Can you check your VPN? And just scroll down and try another pathway. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll check it. And so I checked it, and it's still the error because it's on the freaking client side. And then I get another email from my manager saying, have you tried rebooting your system? And I was like, listen, I was getting a little snippy at that point. I was like, listen, I've already rebooted my system 3 times. I've already logged out of or disconnected my VPN over and over again. Every time I'm on a screen share or a phone call or a conference with IT, they do that too. I can reboot my system all day long. If it's on the client side, it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Like that was the email, and I just CC'd everybody and sent it back to her. And she was like, she stopped emailing me because, but I was just like, I can do this all day long. It's not going to make a difference. So meanwhile, this is like, at this point, it's like 2 p.m. And then they're like, they sent me this list of websites, and any of them that was .theclient.com, I couldn't log into. But .software specific name.com, I could log into. Right. And they were like, okay, cool.
Sounds like a VPN issue, I'm just saying.
And I was like, dude, it's this client name, because yesterday the system was down all day. They did some kind of Band-Aid fix. I'm like, obviously it didn't work for a couple people. There were 3 of us that are having these issues.
Yeah.
I was like, this is obvious. Said that in the Zoom conference with IT. I was like, obviously it didn't take for us. There's some kind of issue, whatever. Like, please fix this. And so I was like, I can't get into the client specific ones, but I can get into the software specific ones. And they were like, oh, okay, this is like, I don't know, 1:45, 2 p.m. I work until 3 p.m. Yeah. So they were like, okay, great. Can you work way over on this? Do work from all the way this department? Something I've never done, not trained in, anything. They sent me a whole list of work, and they were like, they sent an email of instructions, like 39 steps or something of instructions of what I'm supposed to do with every single one of those 47 things that they sent me. And they were like, just do this since you can get into their software. Just do this. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I wasn't trained. I don't know. And I was like, I'm getting very frustrated by all this. And they were like, oh yeah, just ask me any questions if you have any questions. I was like, okay, cool. Step 2, I have all of these questions. Step 3, I have all these questions. Step 4, I have all these questions. Her response back was, oh, no, don't ask me. Email the team lead over this department. I have to go to a meeting.
God.
And so I was like, whatever, I'm going to lunch. Like, that was my response to her. And I just logged off for lunch. I was like, oh my God. So that was today. It was fun. It took,
fun.
I was able to do like 15. Usually I do, 300. So,
seems like a good haul. I mean, I will say that right now.
And I know these people in real life and they don't believe me. That was what the most frustrating thing is. No one believed me when I was telling them what it was because that's not my specialty.
Well, that is the worst feeling. Like
they're like,
right.
send me a screenshot. Send me a screenshot. I'm like, why do I need to send you a screenshot of the green check marks on my fucking VPN?
Yeah. When they're
like, it should look like this. I'm like, oh, you mean like this? The way it looks?
When somebody doesn't believe you and you know for a fact that you're right, it is so frustrating.
Have you ever seen that movie? It's a miniseries. He knew he was right.
What now?
Okay, there's a miniseries called He Knew He Was Right. It's a British miniseries.
No. Okay.
It's completely unrelated to VPNs. It's a British Victorian miniseries.
Sounds like I'd like it. Okay.
You'd love it.
So far, so good.
It's starring that great British actor.
Oh, see, now you got to narrow it down from there. I don't.
Okay.
Hugh
the
Grant.
One from Love Actually that plays the rock star.
Oh, Bill Nighy.
Bill Nighy, yes.
Not to be confused with Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nighy with an HY at the end. Yes.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah, He Knew He Was Right.
I've been watching Tiger King all day.
I haven't started it yet. I need to.
Everybody get on that shit because that is a batshit crazy series. Oh my God.
The other night we were lying down in bed and we were going to watch something. And I showed a trailer for Tiger King and Gentleman Caller showed a trailer for Spencer or something with Marky Mark.
Oh, yes.
And I was like,
lame. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. And he was like, how about we watch this one tonight and then we'll watch Tiger King later. I'm like, deal. And so we watched the movie. Perfectly fine. It was entertaining, whatever. Now it's my turn. So.
Yeah. You gotta, and you're gonna want to binge that shit because it's like, got into the second episode.
But I was like raging at work, you know? Yeah.
You think at the end of the first episode that you've like reached the climax of it. And then you get into the second episode and you're like, holy shit, and then you look and realize there are 7 episodes.
I'm so excited. I've seen so many memes and all kinds of stuff.
Can this get crazier than after the second episode? And then you keep going. I'm on episode 4 by now. And it's like, what else can they possibly do to crazy this shit up some more? But they keep going. It's fascinating. Like,
and apparently there's all these people, like there's a pharmacist from Texas in it. Like somebody said that they saw someone they know from Texas.
Probably.
And then somebody who lives here, they used to go up to the tiger place all the time. She has pictures from there.
And they're like
in
all
my local
people.
Facebook thing. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you guys know him.
Yeah.
This is
basically
crazy.
Everybody in this series is just awful. Like, somebody had pointed out today, there's no good guys in this anywhere. It's just,
I'm so excited.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, we were watching the trailer. I'm like, huh? So then we watched the trailer. I turned up the volume on my phone And then yesterday morning when I was getting ready for work, at 5 a.m, I had gotten a TikTok from a good friend of the show, Devin, and I went to go open the TikTok from them, and I forgot that my volume was all the way up, and it was like, "Bah, bah." And he jumps up, and I'm like, it's okay, my volume was up. Shh, go back to sleep for 6 more hours.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was going to say
You rest. You need your sleep.
The good thing about this whole pandemic situation is that I feel like there's never been a better time to be poor in America because
I know how to do this shit.
Well, not only that, but people seem to be catching on that sometimes shit happens that's out of your control and you need assistance with it. And so now everyone's like, oh shit, we need to help people. They don't have jobs and it's not their fault.
That's the worst.
We got to do some shit now. And it's like,
all of these people in the service industry and stuff, they're just like screwed. And there's so many companies. Like I've heard of all these restaurants in the area where they're just like, okay, bye.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I mean, I do think there's going to be some sort of federal government package that's going to come through. They have to. There's too many people. Like, they can't throw everybody out of their house at once.
I saw the press conference, and Texas was officially declared a state of emergency, which it is. Like, it's so bad out there. Like, it's so bad. And there are cases everywhere. Like, I know IRL, like 6 or 7 people that have tested positive. There's this lady that I talk to every single day. She's like one of my best friends in that chat group that Christina's in. 2 of her next door neighbors tested positive because they just got back from a cruise in Europe.
Oh my God.
And then they went to the fucking grocery store.
Of course
just
they
like,
did.
It's no big deal. It's fine. And she was like, why didn't you say something? You tell us. We'll go get your medication.
Because people don't believe in germs. I don't understand how that's possible.
Gentleman caller went to the grocery store right before I started recording, and he said the guy in front of him was licking his finger to get the next bag.
Oh my God.
And then this other lady
that's something that like I
Facebook,
do in the grocery store. I'll lick my finger to get the next, but I haven't done it since this started.
I don't lick my finger in public. But so then I saw this other friend on Facebook said that she saw this lady wearing gloves, to keep herself from dying, or apparently, pick something up from the floor and then rub her eyes.
Oh my God.
With her gloves on, so she's safe. But
sure. I feel like I need to address this because people are probably going, what? So when you lick your finger to get the next plastic bag, you're only touching the plastic bag that you are going to be using.
Yes.
Because you're getting, so I just, I haven't been out there
the guy that was in front of him
with things, but still, you should not do it right now.
He didn't use all the bags that he got, so he licked his fingers and he opened up the next one, and then he didn't need it. So he left it, and so the gentleman caller grabbed it and
ever do that.
Threw it away before he got his bags.
Yeah, we have this whole U-Haul thing. They're insisting that they're essential, and we're like, no, we're going to close. And they're like, fuck you need to stay open. And we're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. But they're not even providing equipment for, they tell us to rent these trucks out. They're not giving us gloves or cleaning supplies or anything or extra money with which to go buy those things. There's nothing better for not spreading germs than getting in a truck somebody else just used and then driving it across state lines with all your shit in it, and then bringing it to another place and then dropping it off at a third place and then having someone else get in that truck and then they bring, it's bullshit. We're not going to do it. I'm high risk. And my husband's like, no, I'm not bringing it home. It's too risky. And our local rep guy's like, no, we're essential. So yeah, that'll be fun to work out with him tomorrow. But
we actually have, we were going through the precaution list, and we have 3 of them between the 2 of us.
Oh yeah.
So we're like, should we treat ourselves like more high risk? Because I think we should.
Oh yeah, you definitely. I mean, at this point, they're saying everybody should act as though they have it because there's that much of it out there.
I'm assuming. I mean, every time, yesterday, I had a cough, and I was texting my friend group. I was like, it's hard to gauge if I have allergies or the plague. I don't know. I almost canceled having his youngest yesterday because they still have him in daycare.
Oh, God. No. Our governor yesterday, our governor announced a stay-at-home order that starts tomorrow night. That's everybody,
what we're under.
A lot of people are going to ignore it anyway, but it does start tomorrow, which kind of sucks because then you tell everybody, okay, we're going to start it tomorrow night, so everybody run out to the store right now and get all your shit.
Well, in Texas, they deemed liquor essential, which I fully agree with it. Liquor stores are essential. So we have this order because we have a lot of blue laws regarding alcohol. But now when you order takeout, you can order an alcoholic beverage along with it, which I've never done because they don't allow that.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like, I want to go somewhere. I'm really like, I just want, one slice of bread and then 4 margaritas.
Here's what I need to know. Are the gun stores still open?
Oh, for sure.
Are they considered essential?
Yes.
And how do you
it's survival
justify
stuff.
that?
I don't even know. I just know that we drove by Cabela's yesterday and it was packed out.
Oh my God. Yeah. The essentials.
But I really want to kill something in 3 days. I don't even know. Maybe they're waiving the whole 3 days.
I keep thinking people really don't have a good grasp on what you actually need and what you do not actually, what you just want.
Every time we go to the grocery store, we're buying 6 cans of beans because I live on that shit.
Yeah.
So that's what we have. We have a giant thing of beans, and I just bought a tea kettle because I was making my tea at work because they had hot water on the side of the coffee maker. So I got a tea kettle because I need my tea, my beans, and my tortilla chips. That's it. I'm good. I'm all set for the entire apocalypse.
You need food and you need medicine. And that's it.
Oh, yeah, medicine. I mean, I took a tramadol with some whiskey. Does that count?
Oh, that's a really good idea. Just so I'm not a medical doctor.
Every single time I go to the doctor and they write me a prescription for pain pills, I ask him if it goes better with red or white.
Do they enjoy that? I bet they laugh.
They chuckle. I actually, if they're writing me something shitty like tramadol, they're like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the shittiest of all. I get tramadol. It's the shittiest of all pain pills.
That's the top tier medicine I'm getting these days. So
of course, because the opiate thing is a whole other story.
So we've talked about my torn rotator cuff. I have the torn, and I'm down on the floor now because my recording desk has now turned into my work desk, and so it's out in another room. And I was sliding down to the floor, and I used my arm that has a torn rotator cuff, and I rolled weird, and I was just like, I'm so glad I took that tramadol with whiskey earlier because I didn't feel it. I felt it pop, but I didn't feel it.
Oh my God.
So
yesterday,
I'm not going to have my surgery. I should have already had my surgery, but
they're going to put that shit off now. I woke up yesterday just drenched in sweat, and I didn't wake up until 10 a.m. And I was like, shit,
convinced.
I'm dying.
She was convinced she was all
sure I was
going to
die. It was totes I was going to die, but now today I think probably not corona. I'm leaning towards perimenopause at this point. Because that shit just fucks with you. And you have cold sweats and you're all home. I had a headache and I just was really fucking tired. But now today I feel normal again. So, I don't think it was the COVID. But I did get a full day of just laying in my bed by myself with nobody bothering me. So I think I'm going to try it again in a few days.
I'm really tempted to take a vacation day even though my office is in the living room.
I would.
Because so they literally made us take our desktop towers and everything, all the monitors and everything, on a Wednesday. I took mine home on a Tuesday, and I reported to work 5 a.m. on Wednesday, and there's been zero downtime. I worked Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just boom, 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 boom. I kind of want a day to just not.
Yeah. No, I
but I also really want that paycheck because I'm working overtime, and so once you take a day...
So I wonder, once they come out with these checks for everybody, that...
It's just going to encourage laziness. I saw Trump's report.
Oh, it is. But, does everybody get it?
It was a senator that said it's going to encourage people to not get jobs. I'm like, $1,200 is not going to encourage me to not get a job.
If you can live on that, absolutely, it will encourage me not to get a job.
That's not even my rent.
But, is that going to go to everybody, even if you're still working? Or are they just going to
I am probably underneath
it has to go to everybody,
income level.
Right? I know they're doing it by income level. So
how are they going to get our addresses or our information? Because if they go from 2018 tax return, or is it a 2019 tax return? Because there's 2 different bank accounts on that. Because the bank account on 2018 is closed now.
Oh, yeah, same with me, my 2018. And I just finished my 2019 taxes. I haven't even signed them and sent them in yet.
So I'm sure there's going to be some link where you can change information or update information or something.
There'll have to be.
Because my 2018 account was the one that I shared with my ex-husband, or I branched off and took it from my ex-husband, and I no longer am with that bank.
If you were rich in 2018 and now you're not, you're going to be kind of screwed. But I'm sure they'll have some system
I made
for,
$13,000 in 2018.
Oh, no, I was in
I handed that. I remember sliding that across the table when I was like going through the divorce proceedings. I was like, here's my adorable income, and I worked 3 jobs to do that shit.
Yeah,
to earn that
aren't
shit.
you proud? I should have turned my phone off because I'm a professional. The one thing that's nice is, for 4 or 5 years now, I've been struggling nonstop to pay bills. It really sucks. Now, within a week, I have been able to... I feel like I'm
rolling because I'm making more than my $13,000,
Well, no, I have been able to call the bank and get my mortgage deferred for 6 months.
Nice.
I don't have to pay my mortgage for...
I'm about to call my car payment because my car payment is...
The bank was just like, oh, yeah, cool. We'll fill it out. It's fine. They're like, you want 3 months?
And then for some reason, AT&T, when I switched phone plans, they're charging me for the old phone plan and my new phone plan. And I need to call them and bitch them out because there's no reason my phone bill should be $241 a month.
Well,
it's supposed to be $150.
I feel like had I called the bank like last month, they would have been like, fuck you, pay your bill. But now they're just like, they were so nice. And they're like, yeah, I had a disconnect notice for my electricity.
They got that giant,
that Freddie Mac. Yeah. So I had a disconnect notice that was supposed to start tomorrow. And I went and filled out, we have like an energy assistance program that I just had not, I've used it in the past, but I didn't do it this year because frankly, their paperwork is fucking ridiculous. And I'm just but.
Yeah, these are gentlemen callers assignments during the day. I'm like, I'm working.
Yeah.
You call AT&T, please.
So anyway, I called the electric company and I'm like, so I applied for this assistance thing, but I haven't heard anything yet. But like, do you think you can not disconnect me until I hear from them? And it was just, oh, absolutely. Sure. Oh, yes. Oh, I put a note on you. We just keep us posted. I'm just going to put a note on your account. You'll be fine. Just let us know. And I'm like, okay. So nice. Apparently, if you call places and say, I'm high risk and I have to stay home, they're like, sure, you don't need to pay us for a year. I have a friend that said that they waited on the phone for like 3 hours or something, but they got their car payments deferred for 3 months. Yeah. So, well, for the mortgage, we could pick, fortunately, I did not realize this, but our mortgage is either Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, one of those. I had no clue that this was the case. I thought we were just getting a mortgage through our credit union, but whatever. So she said that they've been amazing about this whole thing. And since we have one of those mortgages, it wasn't going to be a problem. And she's like, and we can defer the payments and basically put them on to the end of your mortgage. So you just pay for more months at the end. And she's like,
which is what I think they're probably going to do for my car.
Oh, they're going to do that for a lot of people. Yeah. She's like, do you think you want to do 6 months or do you want to do 3 months? And I'm like, let's do 3 and then 10, we can move it to 6.
14?
But she was whereas
I'm bidding against myself. Am I winning?
Yeah. I'm like, I'd rather in 20 years I'll have to pay for a few more months, but it's worth it right now to not be
if we live that long.
See, exactly. I might die, so then it's free money. I don't have to worry about it.
That's what I was telling Gentleman Caller. I was like, I have kidney disease. And he was like, seriously? Because he forgot. And I was like, well, I pretend like I don't. And it seems to be working until it doesn't. He's like, seriously? That's not funny. Like, that's not funny at all.
Is it though? Like, I think everything's funny. Oh. I feel like this whole Crohn's disease thing has been like my get out of jail free card. Because everybody I call and say, I'm high risk because I have an autoimmune disease and so I can't work right now. Everyone's basically like, aw, what can I do to help? Here, just don't pay us for the next. It's fine. Just don't.
I have stage 1 kidney disease. I just don't. I haven't cashed that in yet.
You need to. You need to start calling places and sound really sad about it. And they're just going to be like, listen, we'll pay your mortgage for you for a year. Just you take care of you.
But then I sent, the asthmatic man with diabetes to the grocery store today.
Well,
so who's the winner? Or like who's worse off? Like
fuck him. That's what I say. Yeah. You're more important in this relationship and we all know that. So sorry. Yeah.
So you want to talk about personal responsibility?
Yeah.
Since we're talking about high risk anyway.
I had some other thing and then I totally... Oh, yeah. I also called and got my car insurance and like, just take that shit off because I'm not even going to drive for like 4 months. So the moral of the story is if you are dealing with financial hardship, now is the time to call people, especially when you call ahead of time, because like my mortgage isn't late. I just called and said, it's going to be late because I can't afford it now. And they were so thankful that I called in ahead of time that I even got a nice letter.
Our income cut a lot because his furlough.
Oh yeah,
We've got a job
no
that
income
requires
right now. Like it's all of our
commission.
income is...
He has like a commission based income.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like $10 an hour.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, we'll just pay you your straight wages. And he's like, seriously? Like,
well, Minnesota, our governor passed a thing where like almost anybody can apply for unemployment now.
Nice.
And they took off like the 1 week waiting period, and they're just basically like everybody go apply for unemployment. So
Texas turns everybody down.
Of course they did. But I applied for it, but mine is getting hung up on the fact that I guess when you file for it, you have to say whether the business owner is like a first degree relative. So I had to write down, yes, my dad is the business owner. And so now there's some other thing he's going to have to fill out. It's a whole fucking thing. But even once that's done, I'm only going to get $100 a week.
Yeah, they determined. So I told them my last job that when I was laid off last year, I was like, here's how much I was making. Mm-hmm. And they were like, no, our database shows that that's not how much someone with that particular title makes. We think you would actually make this much. And then they gave me 75% of that.
Holy shit.
Which was like
that's some bullshit
$7
right there.
less an hour.
Yeah.
For what they were doing. And then they were determining that. And then it came out to like $7.50 an hour. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So it was like nothing.
Yeah, fuck them.
Because I was like, here's how much I was making. And they were like, nah, you weren't making that. I'm like, no, look. My employer is vouching for me. And they're like, yeah, but according to our records, that's not what you make.
I actually was making more the past 2 months because I had raised my income because I write the checks and it was a whole thing. And my dad's like, just increase it by like $5 an hour. I'm not going to get into the whys, but just suffice it to say that the past like 3 paychecks, I have made several dollars more an hour. But apparently they don't go by that. They go by the entire past year. And since the past entire 12 months, I made this lower wage, they're just going to go by that one. So like whatever, at least it's something. But it's shocking to me how much so many people now are just like, oh my God, we need social programs. What's the government going to do? We need to help people with like direct money. Food stamps isn't going to work. Like, it's like society is coming to this understanding that they should have come to decades ago, which is a lot of times shit happens. People lose their jobs. It's not their fault. And they just fucking need help.
Because it's everybody and not just
it's
some people.
A lot of the people who thought that they were getting along because they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. And that's
right.
They were lucky is what happened.
So, yeah, because this happens to people all the time with illness or
all the fucking time. And nobody cares
injury,
and nobody gives them help. Yeah.
Job loss or whatever. Like they get blindsided. Mm-hmm. But because it's not happening at a national scale, people are like...
People just don't care.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you want to sell some plates or get a GoFundMe? Like, I'll throw $5 your direction.
Yeah. Oh, you have a hospital bill? I guess I could do a spaghetti fundraiser dinner.
I mean, my hospital bills are just all on my credit because fuck them.
Well, that's another thing that people are like, oh, wait, we need to be able to go to the doctor, but I just lost my job. How am I going to fuck?
I haven't had health insurance for 3 years, so...
Yeah. And fortunately, a lot more of Texas is going to start feeling how that feels, and then maybe this will...
Especially when people are just like, I'm going to go to the grocery store, Corona positive.
Mm-hmm. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah,
Like my friend texted her, she sent a screenshot of the text to the group. She was like, you're positive. She was like, it's fine. I was feeling fine.
It's not. Oh my God. Did you read the article? I had posted an article on my personal Facebook page the other day about how you die from Corona. Like what?
Yes, it's terrifying.
It is fucking terrifying. And as someone who is high risk, don't fuck around, people.
I've had pulmonary edema. Mm-hmm. And twice. I've had pulmonary edema twice because after my last 2 babies, and your lungs for those of you who don't know, but most of our listeners probably do because they're really smart. But pulmonary edema is when your lungs fill with liquid and you drown to death. Oh, and then it causes congestive heart failure because it actually squeezes your heart with liquid.
Right.
I was in cardiac ICU after my second child because I had pulmonary edema so severely that they were afraid I was going to go into congestive heart failure. It is the worst feeling in your entire life. Like, and I was on Lasix because they were just trying to get all the liquids out of me as fast as possible. I was just peeing constantly. There was literally a potty attached to a bag next to my bed because I was peeing so, I had to pee so badly that I literally couldn't walk to the bathroom. It was right there.
Yeah.
And I had just had a baby, like, I don't know, 6 days earlier. So it was like...
And that's got to be just the most worst feeling in my entire life.
So you have to sit up like 45-degree angle or higher because if you lie back, you choke. Like you feel like you are drowning. You're choking on liquid.
Yeah.
And so when I was reading the article, I was like, that's probably what it feels like all the time. Like people are pulling those tubes out because I was doing that too. I was ripping the oxygen off my face.
Yeah. Because you're drowning.
So
you feel like you're drowning
because you're already drowning.
Yeah, like this is not just like the flu and you're going to get over it. And some people just are going to die. And what are you going to do?
Perfectly healthy nurses that are starting to die. There was one in New York. There was one in Georgia. There's like all these nurses that are starting to die. And there's more and more people in our age group that have been perfectly healthy that have died from it. Like it's the only good thing is it doesn't seem to be attacking kids, although they are the little germ-infested carriers of it. But it's the one
terrifying. If you're not scared of it,
between my house and his mom's house is still in fucking daycare.
Yeah, and that's just
I have this whole conversation. Like we can't say anything to her because she's the most unreasonable person on the planet.
Yeah,
because she's essential. Okay, cool. Your boyfriend's not working.
Yeah. He can take care of. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that. At least my children are just stuck in the house for the foreseeable future with me with nothing
mine
to do.
Here. They're fine.
Mine is already
They're cool.
I'm so bored. We just found out that the school district is in fact sending home Chromebooks so that we can continue learning for the rest of the school year so that parents now have to be homeschoolers, which...
I mean, my kids are over at their dad's house and I don't care.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Oh, that's right. You're not in Dallas, are you? Dallas had canceled it for the rest of the year, right?
We're until like April 13th, but it's probably gonna be extended.
Yeah.
But so Dallas, I have this friend at work that she's in Dallas School District, and apparently they have to download an app on their phones. Like the parents have to download an app on the phones, and the kids are doing their schoolwork through the app. So she's having to have her kids, one of her sons, do an app on her phone.
Well, and that's what this...
And I'm like, why is it...
They're sending
why can't they just do a Chromebook?
Yeah, they're sending home Chromebooks for every kid in the district, which is something the middle schoolers had
so
Chromebooks.
My kids don't need it because they have laptops, but that's what most of the districts are doing. You go through the elementary school, like... You drive through the car line and they put them in your window, like you can hand them to you.
Yeah,
they're also doing school lunches like that too.
Yeah, that's
where you go swinging by and you can grab lunch.
Our district is doing that, and ours was because the governor hasn't extended it. But like now my fourth grader who's already struggling in school, I'm gonna have to figure out how to figure out the new curriculum. B, how to teach it to him so he'll get it and not get frustrated.
I'm kind of wondering.
And I'm not a teacher. I'm not. I don't know.
I'm wondering if I should. I was talking about this last night. If I should get on the Facebooks and just kind of offer tutoring services, for parents to be like, look, I'm good at math and science. If your children have any questions, I am more than willing.
That's a great idea.
Like a Zoom session or Skype or something like that and sit down with them and maybe help them see it a different direction or a different way.
Yeah.
Because I have degrees in science. I'm good at math. Like I can do these things.
Yeah.
So,
or like
maybe
even we have a really good community group that sprung up right when all of this started. That's just
I might share it in my liberal women group. Yeah, I might. But
I mean,
that.
Even having like a group online that just everybody says, I'm willing to help out with tutoring. Here's what I'm good at, and you kind of have
I'm
a cooperative.
I'm not going to take money either.
Well, no, nobody's going to take. Just like here, hit me up if you need this, and
right.
I would offer to do it, but frankly, kids terrify me, and I don't want to help them do things.
Well, and also, so I don't know if you have like local Joann's or anything.
Oh, yeah.
They're giving out like free fabric, like batches of fabric, and people are making masks.
Our Joann's ran out already.
I told Gentleman Caller, I was like, we should swing by and grab it because I have like this crazy sewing machine just right here at my table. I should just go.
There's a ton of people in town doing the masks, but I can't seem to find. Everybody's been debating online whether it's even worth it to do or not.
It's not. I don't think it is.
It's certainly not going to do what it needs to do, but then you also have the argument, if they have nothing at all, it's better than nothing at all, but then some people say, no, it's really not better than nothing at all, and I keep
alcohol in my system because alcohol kills germs.
Yes, that's what you need to do. If you keep that flowing through your blood, I feel like you're going to be fine, frankly. I mean, yeah. I've just been realizing that I never clean, like, the stair banisters, the first thing we all grab when we come in the door and swing ourselves up the steps.
I wiped down my doorknobs a couple weeks ago.
Doorknobs, light switches.
I've been kind of lax about things because it's just me and Gentleman Caller most of the time.
Well, I've never been like a germophobic, I'm not a big cleaner person, but now it's just like, holy shit.
I'm just trying to stay up on the
clean that thing in a decade.
House cleaning stuff because...
Yes. Because that's hard enough.
My house is... So I have a 2-bedroom apartment right now, and on any given day we have any combination of, well, it's either just us two or any number of 1 to 5 or 6 kids. Yeah. So it just, like, it gets real messy real fast and real crowded real fast.
Yeah. Ours, I mean...
So you wanted to talk about personal responsibility. Well, I think we...
Yeah, not personal. It's just kind of social responsibility. Like, are people cooperating? And
just don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Like, take it seriously. Realize people are going to die. Like, our governor didn't issue a stay-at-home order until yesterday because he said that
ours didn't at all.
Well, he said...
Ours left it up to the counties, and the counties are basically fucking us all over.
Well, people were asking him, like, why haven't you issued one yet? These other states have. And apparently he had, they've got people at the U of M giving him data and shit. And his claim was that apparently based on cell phone data and... stuff from employers and GP, I don't fucking know, but they said that for the most part, Minnesotans were staying at home, like, at a rate higher than other states were, that we were Texas just doing it because we're, I guess, a more socially responsible state. I don't know if that's true or not, because I have a lot of really dumb fucking
I don't even
neighbors,
know. I just know Texans don't give a fuck. And like, there was this meme, there's all these memes where it's like, stay home, stay home, stay home. And then someone posted pictures of a family taking bluebonnet pictures, just wearing masks. Because people take pictures with bluebonnets every spring. Okay. And it's like a thing, it's a state flower. So, like, up on a hill, like, it's like people taking pictures, they're just wearing masks. It's like, that's not what it means.
No.
So that's the thing is, there's been a lot of debate. It's like, stay home, stay home, stay home. That doesn't mean you have to stay indoors.
No, you can go outside.
We go for walks all the time. Like, we've gone for walks. Yesterday, I got so cagey. Like, I ran up and down the stairs like a couple times, and I took a walk like out. And we went for this long walk at this lake the other day. Like, that's fine as long as you stay away from other people.
Yeah, it's
like, you can even smile and wave as you walk by people. It's fine. Just don't like.
Yeah, some of my friends had like a block party where she posted a picture of it, and it's her and her neighbors, and they were all sitting further than 6 feet away from each other in lawn chairs.
That's fantastic.
And like, they just talked really loud, and they could all hear each other.
We've done
like, that's so fine. You can do that.
I'm in this local group that's real fun, and they've been doing some alcohol infused Zoom conferences, or some hangouts, like not hangouts, but there's some other app like Neighbor something. There's all these different apps, and there's all these different hangout groups where you just kind of like do it online.
Yeah, Zoom must be
and
raking
you and I
in the
did
money.
that the other day. That was fun.
Yeah, Zoom is, I'm sure, making a fortune right now. We bought their pro subscription.
I had a 40-minute Zoom conference today with IT. And they were like, oh. So I literally said, when they were like, this seems to be something with the client, I was like, I can't wait to tell my supervisor that. Yeah. Like, that's what I said at the end of the call, because I'm like, I can't wait.
I have no supervisors.
I was messaging my coworkers, and I was like, the middle finger is implied. Because I was like, I copied and pasted what my email was going to be. And I was like, is that okay? The middle finger's implied. And they were like, you're the queen of Pettyville. I'm like, but it's okay, right? And they're like, yeah, it's not rude or anything. I'm like, cool.
I also do that. I'm very good at crafting letters enough that it sounds polite, but the person reading it definitely knows I'm saying fuck you. Not. But if you were to go later and read it, you couldn't prove I was saying fuck you. It could just seem like a very nice letter.
You were asleep, but I was sending screenshots.
I mean, I was asleep all day, but yeah.
Well, yeah, you were down and out yesterday, but yesterday I was sending screenshots. I was texting Devin yesterday because the whole system was down yesterday.
Yeah.
And someone reported the issue directly to the client yesterday at 5 a.m. Management got on at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and they were like, hey, there's a protocol that you need to follow, which is why I emailed my manager today. They're like, there's a protocol you need to file. You can't just do it. And she was like, I created a ticket. Here's the ticket number. I took care of it, whatever. And they were like, there's a protocol you need to follow, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, she said something along the lines of, I'll be sure to follow it in the past. You're welcome for getting this fixed for you. Like whatever, like something like that. And it was just fantastic. It was like passive aggressive emails, reply all, like all morning. And it was the best thing ever.
I love those. I'm really good at those.
So that's why
I'm from Minnesota.
I emailed directly to the managers yesterday or this morning. And I was like, I even said, here's what's happening. Here's what I think it is. Here's what's going on. Here's what I've already tried. I'm not sure what the protocol is. So I'm emailing you.
Yeah. Well, so
I'm call back to yesterday.
Basically,
Petty train.
Our whole talk about moral responsibility, or not moral, but societal responsibility is just...
I mean, it's moral. It's
just do what you're supposed to fucking do, people. This is not a conspiracy. It's not a way for the government to come take your guns. Just fucking stay home if you can. Like, if you can do it, please stay home. And if you can't, don't cough on shit. Don't think it's funny to shake people's hands. Just don't. Don't pressure people into that shit. Don't sneeze on
vegetables and film yourself.
No. Shit like that's not funny. Some of us are going to die. People are already dying. So please stop that shit. It just drives me nuts. Anyway, so...
I'm super annoyed by all of this. I'm about to buy a swimsuit, too. Just FYI.
Just because? I mean...
I don't know when I'm going to actually use a swimsuit at this point, but yeah, there's swimsuit sales, so...
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, fair. I've been buying food on Amazon, and I ordered the kind of tea that I really like, but it's too expensive. But I'm like, fuck it. I'm quarantined. I deserve it. So anyway, we, being our 99th episode, we still have not figured out our whole ending thing with Deanne, who has confirmed that she will do an outro for us, and we'll have something with our patron names on it. So I'm going to read the patron names. Very quickly, though. We're not going to talk about all of you like you're these wonderful people, because we don't have time for that shit, because we're gonna die. So join us, patreon.com/secularsoup, and you will see all kinds of shit on there that you'll get, and it's gonna be awesome. So our $6.66 a month contributors are Natalie, Rebecca, Shmishtina, April, Life in the Left Lane, Joel from Florida, and Apu Nahasapima. I'm not pronouncing that. Apu supports the Philadelphia Ethical Society. That is Freethinker215, who is making a Simpsons reference, and I cannot pronounce Apu's last name. So, support Philadelphia Ethical Society. We've also got Renee, Elvin Engineer, Wendy, our 8th favorite Rich, Ashley, Randall, I Had a Problem with Men in General, and our top so I Had a Problem with Men in General is our second highest contributor. First highest, which is a big takeover from last week, people, is Suck It Nathan. So highest contributor, $42 a month, is Suck It Nathan.
Fantastic.
We also have one new patron that I forgot to read. So new patron is, and now I cannot find her, Sana, and I never know if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Oh, she's fantastic.
But she changed her name just to mess with me. So on here it's Ataritsipertisia Tatsyajanka Wahahaha. So changed it to some sort of Finnish, really fucking long name or word that, again, I can't pronounce, and then put a Wahahaha after the end. So you got me. I'm bad at pronouncing things. next week will be our 100th episode, which we have already recorded. So if we sound really healthy and not like we're dead from the coronavirus in that one, that's why it was pre-recorded. But you're going to love it. We have a special guest. It's going to be awesome. And that's all we have for this week. Stick with us. Join us on Patreon, and you can hear the extended episode where we will be very briefly discussing manners when you're in the street from my 1956 what's it called? Etiquette book. So there's a chapter called Manners in Specific Places. So we're going to read about manners in the street. So until next week, we will, I guess, stay safe, stay home, don't catch the virus, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Don't be a dick.
We say thank you to some of our listeners for coming today. We tried to put out a spiel to make you all feel satisfied. If you esteem our delightful bitchcraft, follow us on the social media and send us all of your green to Patreon's graft through the use of the Google machine. We'll be back, so you know, one day faster if you pledge our show. We'll be back, so stay strong. But if you find you can't wait that long, don't just sit on idle hands. Come commiserate with other fans in our secret Facebook group, where you can all discuss the latest episode of Secular Soup. La 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 da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. You say you want to tell us to go fuck off. secularsouppodcast@gmail.com. But don't expect an answer, even though we try to answer. That's a lie, we never answer the emails that go unanswered forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Please go rate and review our show in all the places like iTunes. Help us spread far and near this soup gospel we've brought to your ear. Once we're done, as always, we'll have Eli Bosnick sing our praise. Text a friend to join the troop, and we'll give you a very deeply personal shout out in the next episode of Secular Soup. La da 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 da. Everybody, da 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 da.
Secular Soup Creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.
So I don't forget. Where's my Audacity? There we go. Oh, God, now my voice is scratchy and it wasn't before.
You're dying.
Weird. Probably.
It's actually getting really scary.
I know.
Because there's like a couple nurses that have died. There's that nursing home in New Jersey that like 74 of the 94 patients have tested positive.
Yeah. Our lieutenant governor's brother
has been
died.
declared a state of emergency because this state is like hit hard.
And the state, I'm guessing, isn't taking it seriously enough, and you have a red governor.
No. The lieutenant governor actually came out and said old people are willing to die to get the economy back on track.
Yeah, I heard that. Oh, my fucking God. Anyway, all right, let's start recording.
It's great.
5. We'll get all this gold on recording.
Okay.
5,